Welcome to part 3 of moving my game from Unity to Godot because I tried Godot and I actually liked it. In the previous 2 episodes, I guess they are episodes, I handled the player controller, camera controller, I got the player stats to work, and I also added these animations and the player arms. And today I wanted to try and add interactions so we can actually pick up items and get moving with the inventory system. Currently this is what it looks like. So you can walk, you can run, and it uses stamina and hunger and thirst go down, and then you can also jump. It's quite cool. Of course I wanted to use interfaces since that's what I've done in Unity, but just reading this forum post I can see that it doesn't have that. But you can use a method called hasMethod, which then calls that method, if it's there, I'm guessing. Okay, that's fine. I guess we'll just use that and we'll see how that goes. Of course, first I want to create like an item that I can use. So this would be the great time to import my survival game kit that I've made last time. So the way the Godot version works, you can just open up this executable and then just export that to your resources file. So you can just take it, the root thing, and extract to, and then just quite literally just unpack it to your root folder. And if we refresh now, we should have a silverdelivery. Well, that's not good. I don't know why that happened, but it works now. And there are a bunch of prefabs you can use now. For example, this apple. This is also all available now on all my major platforms like itch.io and CG Trader and stuff like that. So you can just go get the Godot version there. But for my purposes, I'll just move that into its own kind of kit because I have this resources folder, which I have the UI kit and the character kit. Just like organizing it like that a bit more. So I'll have kit survival. I did this also in Unity, and I'll just take all the things except the levels. I don't need the levels. That's the showcase level, and I'll just drag it to kit survival, just like that, and I can delete the rest. Simple. Also now I have the prefabs. Yeah, I guess these will be pick upable, all of them. So I won't really rename them. So maybe I'll just try it. I'll do it with the same thing I did in Unity. Then I just made a really simple item interactable script, which just has a use function which just deletes the object, which in Godot is called queue free. That's a bit weird. I would go for destroy, but okay, that's fine. So after fidgeting a bit with the documentation and everything, I got something like this. So I'm using a function a function input, which is, I think it's called every time an input is called. But the thing is, the input can't get the information about a button being pressed down, like if the button is being held. So it's just when an input starts and ends, I think. So I get the interact, which is the E key for me. And then you have to create a space state. Now this, from what I got, is like a variable that holds information about all the 3D objects. I mean, since it's get world 3D, and there's a 2D version, I think. Then you get I get the center of the screen, of course, so the viewport, and get mouse position, and that's always at the center since my mouse is locked. Then I get the origin of the raycast, which is the camera, and that's my cat. And then you get the target, which is the origin plus the normal of the projection ray, and then the interaction distance. I don't really get this 100%, but I found it somewhere and it works, I think. Then you have to query it, which I don't know, I've never seen this before, but I also found this in the documentation and it's supposed to work. And you give it the origin and the target of the array, and then you put the result into space state, which is this thing, and then intersect ray and the query, which is the origin and target. It kind of makes sense, but it's just a bit different from what I'm used to. And then I check if the result is empty. So if we didn't hit anything, just nothing happens. But if we did, then I get the name of the object that we hit, or the name of the object the collider is on. So let's actually test this and see. So if I'm just pressing E, and yeah, I'm getting the plane. You can see it in the debug down there. Okay, now it's time to test it with an item. Oh, this is not good. So it seems like I fucked up something because I moved my survival kit from its original place, and now the scenes are not working. So I'll just delete it and do it again. So I just did it again, and it didn't crash this time, which is good. It doesn't have a collider yet because I don't like putting colliders on my assets, since it's easier to add them than remove them. So what is it? It's a collision shape 3D, and I'll just add a little box shape. And now that it has a collider, I think we should be able to raycast to it, or at least get its name. Well, yeah, raycast to it. There it is. I'm not sure where the center of my screen is. Okay, so it's not working. So I realized I made a mistake because all of my prefabs or scenes are mesh instances, and it seems like collision shape 3D can only affect the area 3D, static body 3D, rigid body 3D, character body 3D, etc. to give them a shape, which I of course didn't know. So now I've got about 123 assets to remake. But just for now, I guess I'll just make a single one, just test all of this. Rigid body 3D. No, we'll go for a static body 3D. So it can be edited by, yeah, it can collide or intersect. Actually, fuck it, we'll go for rigid body. Rigid body, since in Unity I also had this working with physics. Or just drag the canned goods blue to this. And also add a collision shape 3D, which would just be a box. So hopefully now I should be able to get the rigid body of this. Hopefully. Oh, it's getting it. Nice. So now I can get the thing. That was quite a surprise for me. So next thing was to, I guess, test out if I can call the method from the interactable, since now, I mean, now it's a rigid body. I just have to recreate everything. And then I just, I had already the result of the hit, and you can get the object by having result.collider, and then I just debug it and I check if it has the method, since we realized it doesn't have interfaces. Instead, I would just find the script and call the use on it, but it's fine. I just check if it has method use, which is in the item interactable, which destroys an object, and then I just call the use method. In this case, it should destroy the object. Not sure. Oh, that was really loud for the microphone. My bad, but it works. That's amazing. Next, I wanted to optimize this a bit, since right now it's raycasting to everything, and I want to check out if there's a raycast layer or something. And there's a bunch of layers in the project settings. I mean, none of them are defined, and it should be 3D physics, I think. So I'll just create a interactable. I should probably have a player layer and then interactable, and then I can have this be on the second layer. Collision layer to 2 and collision mask. I'm not sure what the difference is, but that's okay. And you can get a selector for them by having export flags 3D physics and then your variable name, which is a bit weird. And then you can just set it in the script inspector where all your wow, that was weird. Where all your exported variables are, and I'll just select interaction layer 2. And I also want to set the player to have one collision, which is already set, so that's fine. Actually, that's wrong. That should probably be default because it's set on all objects. I'm not sure. We'll see. I won't have the player collision. And then I think I can just have the interaction controller check if origin target. Maybe I could have, yeah, collision mask. Okay, interaction delay. It's not giving any errors, so we'll check it out. Okay, so it's not working on the floor, and if I do it here, what the fuck is happening? That's just weird. It works. Amazing. Woohoo. Now I just wanted to see if I could make the interactable class more of an interface. It's not going to be an interface, of course, because there are no interfaces. But maybe I can have like just a base interactable, and then have like item interactable, destroy interactable. I could have anything really. I could have like a consumable interactable, then when you pick it up it heals you, or when you interact with it. So I went ahead and made a new script, base interactable. And for example, the item interactable, I'll just rename it to destroy interactable, since that's what it is. I wasn't sure if this was gonna work, and yeah, it gave me a lot of errors. Okay, clean them up. Okay, it's fine. Nothing happened. Yes! Okay, so if you wanna override a function, you can't strictly override it, or exactly override it, but you can call the use function of the inherited script. So you can use super and then dot the name of your function, and then do the logic of your new, child script. Okay, so I can now finally remove this stupid thing, and I can remove the pass. Fuck pass. Okay, so that's so weird, but okay, I get it. Like GDScript is a different language and everything, and it's supposed to be much simpler. And from what I got, there's no really public and private or anything. So if you derive from a base, or if you inherit from a base script, you just have to name the function the same name it is in the base script, and then use super that, name of your function, and then it will call that, and then you can do the rest. And if you don't want it to do what it does in the base, you can still. So I guess now I could technically check if, so when I raycast, I could technically check if the hit extends. Can I do that? If hit extends that and that. Yeah, okay. Okay, I can do that. So it is kind of like having an interface, because now I can check if, this pickup canned goods blue extends the base interactable, and then then I know it has a use method, and then I could use it. It's just a lot different than what I'm used to, but I think I did a pretty good job. It only took me 50 minutes to figure it out. Could have done so much in that whole thing. As I stated yesterday, I had a lot of things to do, so now I only have a couple of hours of game development. So I tried to squeeze this in, so technically all of this does work, and just off camera I'll create all the new pickable items and just place them around the world. And then next time we still have a few things to do. This is not a finished interaction system. It's not everything that I had in Unity, but it's the basis of it working, and I think it's quite important to just take things slow, especially in a new engine, because a simple thing like this, which there's no way of me knowing that there's no like inheriting and everything and the way it works, especially now with Godot 4. They've changed a lot of the GDScript like documentation and everything, so some things are like very different. So if you find like a forum page from a while back, you might try something and it's not working, and it just takes a long time. But it's important to take it slow and just keep going, I think. So I'm still not sure what this is, like what's happening here. Yeah, that's it for today, and until the next update, I guess. Bye now.